Right, morning everyone, again. So, I'm just leaving that pile, which is now going to be my last video, but I'm starting again at Stockley Park to make my way down Dawley Road. So, thanks for joining me again, and welcome along to another video. So we're just going to walk down this road. If we can get to the railway line, I'll be happy. I'm going to keep walking while I'm doing my intro because I've already been out a little while. And I want to get on with it. So, welcome to another video along Dawley Road. So it is the same day as the last video. I've made no bones about it. As I said, I only came to do this route and ended up doing what I've done at the start of the video there, if you've just seen this one or the last video. So yeah, I've not been down here for about 7 weeks, guys. This top section, I've watched it slowly and surely grub up, but with the dark nights and whatnot, and I've just been busy at the weekends with other things, I've not had a chance to do it. So here I am. I've got them gas canisters in there. They're so heavy. What I'm going to do for the moment is leave it over the road and I'll pick it up. This will be the last 50 yards on the way back. So I'll leave it there for the mo. Don't want to be lugging that. Right, so welcome to Dawley Road, guys. As I said, you would have seen this on a couple of videos, especially the grass bit further down. I just wanted to tidy it up while I had the opportunity, and it's certainly in need of a little bit of a spruce up. Oh, there's so many little bits here though, guys. There comes a point you just have to leave them. The good thing about this is I can just dump these anywhere on the road, let the council know. I'll say, like, Dave, I've left a bag here and a bag there and a bag bloody everywhere, basically. He'll be like, all right, Gerard, thanks very much. Get the lads to pick them up. So, not going to have a film review on this video, guys, because I've just used it for the last one. So no film review on this one. As I said, it was meant to be saved for this, but I decided to chuck it in the last one. It's grubby down here. So this first section is a little bit narrow. You just have to have your wits about you a little bit. And then we completely go on the road for a while. That's why I've got this high vis on. And then, go on, Barry! There's old Barry Schumacher. I've lost the plot. I've been in a good mood today, guys. I'm in a good mood today. I'm not going to let this extra... Ooh. I sound like, what's his name, don't I? What's his name? Oh, Frankie Howard. Oh, no, missus. If you don't know who Frankie Howard is, guys, he was a comedian in the 70s, and he was like, ooh, sissy ye not, missus. Things like that. So, I sounded like him trying to get that plastic out of the bush. So let's have a prediction, guys, before we start. I am going to go for, I've seen it, I'm going to go for 10 bags on this litter pick. And I hope I've got 10 on me because I used the load up on the last video, which is made 20 minutes ago. Now I'm going to be singing bloody Frankie Howard to myself all day. Tizzy ye not, missus! Ooh! Oh dear, what have I set myself up to do? We've had a few storms and high winds pass through here over the last few weeks, so a lot of this would have just been blown in, apart from that bottle of pee, which has not been blown in. I'm going to need to dump this bag in a sec. It's getting heavy. As I said, guys, I will miss bits. I can't get every bit on this. I'd be here a lifetime. There's bits right at the back. I'm not putting my head in there today. It's too far in. If I can get it, I will, but if I can't, I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to cry over it. Try and get that though. There's a can as well, and it's wedged in the fence, if you can see it down there. Let's see if I can get it. These bloody brambles are in the way. I'm not getting stung anymore, guys. I've just got another one in the finger. That'll do. I can't win every battle. Right, so I'm going to dump this up there, guys. That's bag one. I'm going for 10. I'll let you make your own predictions. If you're right at the end of the video, give yourself a hearty pat on the back for guessing. If you're wrong, better luck next time. We'll try and keep the mood upbeat today. I just don't feel proud to be a Londoner anymore. Anyway, let's do some interesting facts, because I took Lauren for a driving lesson. She's WhatsApped me a few over. So, I will start off with, if I can put a few pictures with these, I will when I edit it, but if not, you'll just have to listen to what I've got to say. You haven't got to talk, you've just got to listen. So London had the first underground system, subway system, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are in the world. Just going to have a little dig in here, guys. I've never really gone this far in here, but there's a little bit, probably worth getting, a little bit. So it had the first subway system in the world, which was started to be built in the 1860s and opened. It wasn't very far. I think it went from like Baker Street to Farringdon, which, if you have got a map of the underground, is now on the Metropolitan and Circle lines. So let's just get this little bit warm here. Oh, yeah. So it was all at first it was all like steam. Passengers didn't like it because they were getting choked to death in the tunnels underground, and then it was electrified a few decades later. It became the electric railway. So London had the first subway to be built in the world by the Victorians. Let's just get that. Whew. Stinks in there. I need to get my phone, guys, find out some more interesting facts that Lauren sent me. Tell you what, let me just throw this bag over here first. So, a few facts about London. So, London's famous red buses were not always red. Nope, they were not. So what happened at first when London started having a let me just shut up a minute, it's a big lorry coming here. Don't want to play games with him. Better. So when London had multiple sort of transport companies that were all basically fighting for passengers over fighting for routes, and then it was a bit of a mishmash, and they all had different colours and whatnot, and it got a bit confusing for the general public, basically. So it was said that they would start making timetables and amalgamating routes, and all the buses were then basically made to be red. So that was in the 1850s, I believe. about 170 years ago. So to cut a short story long, what happened was, as I say, they all sort of, let's call it a cooperative for want for a better word, and it was all amalgamated, timetables were brought in, and it all became just a little bit easier for the general public. And they knew all the buses were then red. That was the colour that was chosen. And your average Londoner started to get a little bit more civilised, shall we say, about it. And so that's why the buses became famously red. Morning, lads. One of the crews, look, from Hillingdon, give me a wave. So yeah, they became famously red. And then obviously when I was growing up, we had the famous Routemaster bus. I'll see if I can find a picture of it and put it up. But the Routemaster bus was basically a bus with an open door at the back. He wasn't locked in it. As a child, when it used to slow down, we used to try and jump off it. We'd always injure ourselves, but it was great fun as a child. And then they brought it back under Boris. When Boris became Mayor of London, he brought back a new version of the Routemaster bus, but it did have a door on it. So you couldn't jump off and play silly buggers, should we say. Takes all the fun out of it, don't it? So when I was a child growing up, we used to have a conductor on the bus come round. Any more fares, any more fares? And he'd know if you'd paid or not. He knew his customers. People were getting on and off all the time, but he knew who'd paid and who hadn't paid. Now you just tap in. If you get on a bus, you can use like a debit card or a credit card or an Oyster card, and you just tap in as you go onto the bus. So that's how London's buses though became famously red. Let's just get that. I'm nearly on bag 3, guys, and there's a bin up there, so I'm going to try and get this to the bin. Those who are guessing, I've gone for 10. Those who are guessing other amounts, this is bag 3. I'm not even a quarter of the way down yet, so we could be in for a few. Infamy, infamy. Right guys, I'm hoping I've got enough battery to do this video. If I suddenly run out, that'll be the end of it then. I didn't bring a spare, as I said. I was only planning to do this bit today and go to the railway line, but never going to make it to the railway line with that other litter pick I've done, which is now going to be the last video, but we'll film today. I've just had a call from Mrs. O. Gerardo, where are you? I said, I'm on Dawley Road, dear. I said, I'm running behind because I said up by Stockley Park looked like an atom bomb had hit it, dear, and I've cleaned it up. Ah, well, I've made you some lunch. I said, oh right, okay, lovely, look forward to that. So I'm in the doghouse, ain't I? Told you I would be. Good old Mrs. O. Don't know what I've got for lunch, but I'll look forward to it. Probably something nice. Say one thing, Mrs. O's got a bit of talent in the kitchen. She does work as well, 5 days a week. And she looks after us all. Well, not all of us now. The oldest 2 ain't with us anymore. They've flown the nest. I nearly flew the nest there, falling over. So I'm getting to the end of this top bit, guys. What I call the top bit. So this grass bit, which you've seen on a few videos, I've done about 5 weeks ago with Andrew. So I can get that out as well, There's another bin just over the road, so I've done 3 bags. This is my 4th, guys. For those who are guessing, I've got to really pack them because I haven't got that many bags on me. I haven't really got bags to waste with doing that other video. But let's do some more London facts. London facts throughout this video. So London has 192 museums. I would assume that's in the greater London area, not just the centre of London, because you'd have like the museum at Gunsbury Park, which is in Ealing. So been in there a few times as a child. They had the old penny farthing bikes in there and whatnot. It was quite interesting. So 192 museums in London. Most of them are free, which is nice. And also, London is famous for the Great Fire of London in 1666. Now, if you've ever been to London and you've been to the monument was built to commemorate, put your teeth in, commemorate the Great Fire of London. And it's 202 feet high. And the reason it's 202 feet high is it's exactly 202 feet from where the fire started. That's where they put the monument. Oh, look at this. This is shitty. Who's done this? Someone's just chucked this out the window. Don't matter though, there's a bench just straight across the road from it. So, let me keep waffling in the meantime. So it's 202 feet high, the monument. It's been up the monument loads of times. 311 steps, no elevator. Forget that, you have to walk. It's walk or don't go. You get a little certificate when you come down. Good views though from the monument, considering it's not that high. It's put a bit more in this bag because I haven't got bags to waste. So it's there to commemorate the Great Fire of London, which burnt for 4 days. I'm thinking about November 1666, and they used gunpowder, believe it or not, to put the fire out, because the houses were built so close together, the fire just spread. It wasn't houses as we know them today, with bricks and mortar. They were sort of wood and whatnot. So let's take this over there, guys. Someone's done a litter pick as well, look. It might be the council guy, it might be Teresa from Hillingdon Litter Pickers. I don't know. What I'll do though is get the bits here. I'm doing that. So yeah, they used gunpowder and that became like a fire break. It blew holes so the fire couldn't spread, and eventually it burnt itself out after 4 days of burning. It burnt itself out, known as the Great Fire of London, 1666. So as I said, the monument is there to commemorate the Great Fire. There's a station right by the monument now, Monument Station on the District line. That's the green line. Bag 4, guys, for those who are playing along with the game. We'll keep going. That one's not mine, by the way. Right, guys, I'm coming up. 4.5 bags at the moment. I'm coming up to Bolingbroke Way. Now, if you watch one of my early videos, it's only about video 8 or 9. It was called A Nightmare on Dawley Street. It's actually called Dawley Road, but I used A Nightmare on Elm Street as a reference. Sorry guys, just on a steep embankment here. So and on that video I've done the dreadful Bolingbroke Way. I've not ventured down there since. I didn't venture down there much anyway. I've got my hands full with this. So that's Bolingbroke Way. I had a pile as big as a house, if you remember, on the corner. If you go and look at it about 10 minutes from the end, you'll see a pile as big as a house there, and then another one around the other corner. Yeah, that wasn't enjoyable. But anyway, what I've also decided is today I'm doing what I call double Dawley. So it's 2 bits of it. It's the top end and now this grass section, which is next to Lake Farm Park, which my friend Chili has litter picked on loads of occasions. And the last time I was in there, the only time, I don't really do that park, it was the video I called An Eye for an Eye, where I got the bleeding branch in the eye, which upset the apple cart. So anyway, yeah, that's just over there basically. That's Lake Farm Park there. But yeah, so what I'm going to do on this Dawley route is, I think I'll go back to how I used to do it, which was I'd do the grass section 1 week and the top section another week. Well, it's just a bit too much for me at the moment. Right, get that little bit in there. I can't get any more. in there too far unless you're prepared to be stung to death, which I'm not. So I think I'm just going to go back to doing it the way I used to do it, which was do 1 week this grass section and the second week the top section. And you do tend to stay on top of it. I've had to swap hands as well because my arm's getting a bit tight. Last time I was down here, I found a hat full of money. Found 35 quid. Started off with about 20 quid here, more or less. Oh, I've got to remember as well, there's a hole in the ground opposite these things. There's a hole in the ground here covered by grass. On one of my other videos, I fell in it. That was one called The Voyage Home. It's covered by grass. Just try not to fall in it. Get that. So anyway, guys, yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. All the videos I'm making as well, it's difficult for me to do all my local area in these big goes. Because obviously when I make the videos, you know, and I'll be honest, they are a little bit hand-picked. I'm picking the worst videos to go and do. The worst places. Obviously there's a few mundane ones of my local area which get thrown in from time to time just to make up the numbers. But all in all, they're sort of cherry picked, which I don't make any bones about. So yeah, just gonna do that in the meantime. This bag's getting full up fast as well. This is bag 5 for those counting. Let's do another London fact before I dump this bag. So, London facts. Black cabs, black taxis, whatever you want to call them. A lot of them are being electric now, but the old diesel ones. And London taxi drivers have to do something called the knowledge. You can't just become a taxi driver in London in a black cab. You can on Uber or something, but you can't just become a taxi driver. You've got to do something called the knowledge, where you have to learn certain routes over a few years. So they might say how to get from like Aldwych to like Crystal Palace. That might be a route. I don't know if it is, but I'm just saying it might be one of them. And so they have to learn all these routes and all the streets and any significant facts along the way. So I know in New York you can just rent a yellow cab and just do it. But in London you have to do the knowledge. Now there's two sort of badges. Well, there was when I was last aware. There's the green badge, which means you've learned all the routes. There's also something called a yellow badge, which means you've learned routes in a certain area. You've not learned all the routes. I'll assume that's just some sort of shortcut, or people who don't want to do it all for one reason or another. So the taxi drivers do this thing called the knowledge. That's its name, the knowledge. The knowledge of all the streets, basically. So you can't become a black cab driver and just go and hire a black cab, even if you have got a decent sat nav. You have to do the knowledge. Then all the other rigmaroles that probably go with it, insurance and I don't know, checks for one thing and another, which ultimately ain't a bad thing. So I'm going to dump this bag over here a sec, guys. Just give me a minute, I'll come back to you. Guys, I'm going to have to ask you a favour by the looks of it. When you did leave any comments today, Mrs O has been on the blower again. Just had a bit of a mouthful. She's upset with me because I said I'd do something, which I will do. You just have to wait. But you said you were going to do it. I said I will. Keep your hair on. Just do it when I get home, dear. So you might have to make some nice comments today. Mrs O, we'll show Mrs O. We won't tell her though, because she don't watch these videos. She don't watch them. I'll say, look at my public, look. They're loving you, Mrs O. Anyway, I'm going to be a good hour, yeah. I'm going to be right for the chop today, ain't I? Never mind. I am going to be right up the chop. Might get me lunch thrown at me. He only wants me to book an extra case on the flight. So it'll take me 5 seconds. I just log into the computer. Even I'm that good computer illiterate to be able to do that. Just by the way, guys, that's the other end of Bolingbroke Way, which ain't looking too bad. Oh look, they're cleaning the drains out of the council. Oh, is that the sweeper? Oh, it's the sweeper. Oh no, I was going to say, no wonder it looks good. It does look good. I've also decided not to go down to the railway line today, guys. I don't think I'm going to have the battery for it. I might even have to turn it off and make my way back up the grass section and come back in just to save a bit of battery. As I said, that other litter pickers, especially as it's unedited, have used like 35 minutes of high definition battery. So anyway, never mind. So I'm in trouble with Mrs. O, guys, so we're gonna have to sweeten her up a little bit, all right, between us. Otherwise we're all gonna be in the doghouse. She'll have all our guts for garters. Mrs. O is 5 feet of fury. Anyway, let's keep cracking on. So what's the next one, guys? Coming up to the canal again. The next fact, London facts. Let's try and get some London facts in. So London facts. Oh yeah, Tower Bridge, guys. Oh, that's full, look. Obviously there ain't that shortage of money. People can afford to buy that and not drink it. There's another one in here, look, not drunk. So, where was it? Oh, Tower Bridge. So Tower Bridge. Now I know a lot of Americans call it London Bridge, but it is actually Tower Bridge. It's right by the Tower of London. Completed off the top of my head around the same time as the Brooklyn Bridge, about 1887, something like that. So Tower Bridge, there's a competition to design a bridge further down the River Thames in London. So you got London Bridge, and then that was the last bridge, but they wanted to have another bridge. So obviously London used to be a massive port as well. Loads of ships came in and out of London. You know, that's why the area up the road in East London is known as Docklands, because that's where all the docks were. But anyway, they started developing the Docklands in about 81. I remember the first London Marathon, there was nothing there. Now if you ever watch the London Marathon, they run through Docklands. They've invested absolutely trillions of pounds there. Trillions. It's like if you went asleep in 1981 and woke up, you'd think you was on another planet, honestly. You would think you was on another planet. It'd be hard to think you was in London still, the way it's changed. Anyway, so Tower Bridge. So about 1887, guys, more or less. And then there were some bins over the road last night on the way back from picking Lauren up from her drama group. There was about 4 bins there, and I messaged Chilly. I said, did you do the canal recently? So I did go to bed a bit earlier though, but he hadn't replied. I was saying that, I just got a text. It might be him. So what I'm going to do, guys, is just turn around at this roundabout now. As I said, the other litter pickers not only blown my bag total, but it's blown my time total as well. I'm already in the doghouse and some, so I won't go up to the railway line. I'll have to do it another time, do it from home and go that way. Let's jump over that real quick. And what I might do is when I dump this bag at the next bin, this is going to be bag 6, guys, for those who are counting. I might just make my way further up, just turn it off for a little while just to make sure I can finish the video. So Tower Bridge. So anyway, it's allegedly haunted. Now when Tower Bridge was built and it was completed, the winning tender for it, they wanted it so the reason it opens up in the middle is the fact that they wanted ships to be able to pass through into the Port of London, and yet there was like stairs on either side of those towers. You could walk up them and then walk across the bridge. So even if a ship was passing, you could still carry on your merry way. Unfortunately, people started committing suicide from the top and jumping off, and they eventually closed it as a walkway across. And then in about the 1980s, it was all steam powered up until about the 1980s to open up the bridge, but now it's all done electronically and however they do it. Not a bad little thing. I went there in about 2005 for a little tour on Tower Bridge, and you could get to see the engine room. You went up on top. It was very good actually. It was a good little couple of hours on an iconic bridge, shall we say. Let's just get across here. So Tower Bridge is allegedly haunted. So there's plenty of people there who killed themselves, as I said, jumping off it. And then the next bridge along the river is miles down the river then, right the way out in Dartford. And that's called the Queen Elizabeth Bridge, and that's part of the M25, basically, the motorway that circles London. You've got the road, that is the road to nowhere. There's a motorway. They was going to build 4 motorways. If you don't know, even if you live in England, originally the plans was to build 4 motorways in London, so they'd all go round, but the costs were too much, so they just ended up building the outer one in the end, and that got known as the M25. Basically, it's the world's biggest roundabout, for want for a better phrase. It just goes round in a complete circle. Notorious for traffic. They've widened it from 3 lanes to 4 lanes to 5 lanes, but there you go. Traffic's everywhere nowadays. So how I've got from Tower Bridge to the M25, I've absolutely no idea. But yes guys, so Tower Bridge, that was the original use of it, to cross the river after London Bridge, but keep the docks, the ships at the docks working. Have a little look at the canal over here. Oh, it does look clean. Someone's litter picked it. That's obviously the bags I saw yesterday. So yeah, very nice, very nice. Let's dump this bag, guys. This is bag 6. You're going to catch me miles up the road, guys. I'm going to turn the GoPro off for a bit just to make sure I can make the video, and I will see you up the road and give you an update on the bag totals. Right guys, I've just cut a fair section off that just to save a bit of battery. I'm on 33%, but I think I can make it to the end. The wind's picked up. I think we've got a bit of a storm coming in. Probably 20 minutes or so from the finish. Going back this way does tend to be a bit quicker and a bit cleaner than the other side. I don't know why, but it just does. So I've done 7 bags so far. I put a picture of the last bag I've just done while I turned the GoPro off. So there was one coming down, and there's the other bag going back up again. So that's 7. So this is now bag 8. I've only got about 5 more bags on me, including this one. So there's a nasty little road up on the way back, and I do usually clean it, but it's filthy at the moment, and I'm like, residents, I just can't work them out. I mean, if I lived there, even though it's a mess, I could do it. But for today, I've had enough, and I haven't got enough bags to waste on them either, to be honest. I'll show you it when we get up there. I might just do a few peripherals. I did drop bag 2 right close to it actually. And also I noticed inside the park, when I've just dropped that bag off camera, the bin in the park is absolutely filthy. Not been picked up yet, but as I say, it is Monday, so give them a bit of time. They will get round to it, I'm sure they will. This is a wide section though to cover. It really widens up here. So you're sort of, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. Trying to get this bag, this will be bag 8, see if I can get it back to where them other bags I dumped earlier were. Where probably Teresa has left a bag this morning from Hillingdon litter pickers. I'm just fighting it at the moment. I've got to be honest, I'm going to look forward now to that Belgian bun that I've got. Getting a bit peckish now. I've been out a while. I've certainly burnt that chicken salad baguette off. Look, just entangled up in there. Trying to keep upbeat at the moment. I'm just getting worn out at the moment. Just a continuous. This is why I have to do this road more regularly, you see. If I don't do it, it don't really get done. Right guys, this is bag 9. This is the other end of Lake Farm Park. Look at this. I'm going to pick it up quickly. So this will be bag 10. Then I'll just take them both over. Oh, them bags I left over the road are gone already. That was bags like 4 or something, and Teresa's bag. They've gone. So I'll tell you what, in the meantime, let me just fill this up, guys. This is disgusting. Some guys just said to me, how do people live like this? I said, I don't know, mate. I really don't know. And then the other end, what I was just saying a minute ago, that the other end of the bloody road is going to be, I'm going to get this all in one bag, guys. I haven't got them to waste. I've still got about half a mile to go. Oh, that's heavy though, that is. That bag's going to be at bursting point. Anyway, look, it hasn't taken, how long's that taken me? A minute? Let's just pick this one up. I won't use it, I'll save it. So I just, oh yeah, bugger. I just shuttled it across the road. I've stood in a big dog shit as well here, coming in here. So I'm still going to try and stay upbeat though, guys. The video's going to be longer than what I thought it would be. This is part of March Madness then, guys. Thank you, Mr. Lorry. Thank you very much. So I did leave a bag here earlier on the video. And there was another bag here, but obviously the crews have come by. This is sort of a route through for them. Right guys, I'm about 650 metres from the finish. This is bag 10, so this is my prediction. We filled bag 9 up at the park. I don't know where I'm going to edit that part of the video, but I had stood in a massive dog shit, which I didn't see. So I'm walking on this grass a bit just to get it off. I'm gobsmacked about the entrance to that park and the other bin by the car park, which when I dumped them bags I could see it about 100 yards into the park. I will send an email when I get home. With this and the other video, I'm really hungry now. I'm starting to run out of gas rapidly. Busting for a cup of tea. I'm actually, what's that film? Conclave. Ralph Fiennes. Oh well, that'll be on a film review in the future. So, oh yeah, look, my other one's gone as well. So the crews have walked down and picked a few up. So that's handy. From this point in, I just stick to the main drag. I don't really go weaving around too much unless there's lots of it, because it should have the road cleaner come down it on Wednesday. I think this weekend, with the videos I've made for YouTube and litter picking outside of YouTube. Just in 3 days I've got the best part. What have I done so far on this? Well, if you include the first video, which was made today, what we got, 8 bags plus probably a couple of bags worth of unbaggable, so we'll call that 10 bags. This is my 10th bag for this, so I reckon I'll probably get one or two more, call it 22 on this. And then we've got, oh god knows how many I got yesterday. I lost count, about 18 I think, playing around. And then Saturday about 25. I must have done the best part of around 60 odd bags, 70 bags in 3 days. So much for my 3 days off. I'm meant to be getting to a stage of life where I'm meant to be slowing down, putting my feet up like an old fart. Let's just do this. So guys, this second video is definitely going to be probably the longest one of March Madness. As I said, I wasn't expecting to be out this long. Really wasn't. This has taken me by surprise a bit. But listen, we'll get it done. That's the main thing. Getting it done. March Madness. Hope you enjoyed Fantastic Feb. Lots of videos were released in February. I'm trying to do the same again for March then, for March Madness, if not more. And then I'm going to go back and have a little, just sort of every sort of five and a half days. What I don't tend to do is release videos on a Saturday, because I don't like to clash with Chili. That's his day. So unless I'm doing a series of videos, there'll be no Saturday videos. And then what I'm thinking of doing, guys, if you've watched the video this far without wanting to kill yourself, is Super September. So guys, listen to this. I've had a thought. September, to release a video every day in September. Super September, 30 days, 30 videos. How about that? But it's gonna cost you. There's no such thing, guys, as a free lunch, you know that. It's gonna cost you. I need 30 of you in the comments to say, I want Super September, because that's how many days there are. So I've got to get at least 30 comments saying, yes, please, Super September. And then I'll do them, all right? How I'm gonna do them, I don't know. Making a right rod from my own back here, but never mind. I'm as hard as nails. Hard as nails. Right. The council haven't picked up that bag that I dumped. That was bag 2. I haven't picked that one up. I want to show you this little street, guys, while I'm waffling on. So I'm just filling the time with waffle. Waffle, 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 waffle. So I'm going to lose out on my own bet. I'm a loser on this, because this is going to be bag 10. I'm going to have to dump it. I'm at least one more from the finish. But this little street here, there's virtually nothing in it. There's a handful of houses. It's always full of cans and crap. They leave all their rubbish on the street corner. It gets torn to pieces week after week. It really frustrates me when I have to drive past here. Really frustrates me. It's a sort of instant make your blood boil sort of moment. I have cleaned it up, but I've been out so long today, I'm definitely not going to do it today. I just want to go home. I'm busting for a cup of tea. I'm absolutely breaking for a cup of tea or two. I've run out of gas. Just do this little bit here. Just want to get as much as I can in this bag and dump it with the one up there. I don't know whether to do this bit on the corner. I certainly ain't going into the close. You'll see what I mean when I get there, guys. You're gonna give it a miss, Gerard. But it's just like it regularly, guys. It really just frustrates me. It's like they just don't give, look, no pride in where you live, none. Just like, yep, shit's there, it's all right. With my shoes covered in shit. I'm back there, look, in the bushes, look. Let that drain down a little bit. We'll just pick up this little peripheral. But this is what it's like, I'm afraid. Just a weekly event with them. And I think the council got a little bit cheesed off with them as well, because they're like, you don't want to live like this, guys. You can live like it, you know. Oh, well done, Sarah. Got that one out. There's two in here I want to get, guys. They're really buried in this. Oh, it's free now. The other one's dropped out of the tree. Free. Oh, you bugger. I'm really struggling against all these vines. Heard it through the grapevine. Right, that's better. The rest they can have their own shit. Right, you see what I mean though, guys? All these cans in here. I mean, I could pick them up. It wouldn't take me that long, but I've just had enough for one day. Just had enough. I'll leave them, let them do them. Look, all over there. Let me show you guys. Look, just cans, look. 1, 2, there's about 8 houses. Beep, 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 beep. Right, guys, that's bag one then. Not far from the finish, just up from the traffic lights. It's reasonably clear for this last bit. I've got a couple of London facts I want to give you, and I've got to pick up that gas bottle which I threw across the road early in the video. Didn't want to be carrying it miles. I'll just carry it here at the end, and I'll put this bag with the bag from my pile earlier, which is now, as I said, for about the 4 millionth time, my other video from the other day. So guys, let's get into more London facts real quick. The London Eye, the big Ferris wheel that went up at the start of the 21st century. So it's 135 meters tall, which in old money is about 500 feet. It's big. I've never been on the London Eye actually. I did go up there with my family years ago. I don't fancy it, I goes. I've been in all the buildings in London. I just said, I just don't fancy it, I goes. You go and enjoy yourself. So I sat there like a plum while they went round. I think I had an ice cream. Just one cornetto, give it to me. I'm still trying to stay upbeat, guys, even though I'm absolutely gassed out. And I missed something up here. Let's go, let's go. How did I miss that at the beginning? Unless I didn't, and it's been thrown in there since. Beep, 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 beep. Right, let's get back over the road. So, London Eye, it's about 500 feet. It's the tallest Ferris wheel in Europe, but I know there's a bigger one in the States. Where it is in the States, I don't know. When I edit the video, I might try and find out for you guys. But I remember seeing it on one of the Discovery channels. There's a big old Ferris wheel somewhere in the States. There's a big one in Japan as well, I believe. They like a Ferris wheel out in Japan as well. There's somewhere I've never been, Japan, but I'm busting to go. I really want to go to Japan. I'll tell you what, put that in there for the moment and take it out when you get to the end. I do fancy going to Japan. One of my ambitions to go on the old bullet train up to Tokyo to Fukuoka. Why Fukuoka? I've absolutely no idea. No idea. But that's just what came up. Like I've got an ambition to go across the Atlantic on a ship. Just want to sail across. When I move to the States this year, all being well this year, that's the plan. I said to the wife, let's go on a ship. Let's just go in style, like Meg from Crossroads. Crossroads was a programme and the lady left it. She was the big character. She left on the QE2. That's how she left the programme, whenever it was, years ago, 30 years ago at least. Anyway, so I'm going to be like Meg from Crossroads and leave in style, I think. So, the London Eye, yes. So, great views from it, up by Westminster. Just across the river is my last interesting fact, Big Ben. Let's see if we can get a picture up of Big Ben. Now, guys, Big Ben is not the name of the building. I know it's got that name. The building used to be called the St. Stephen's Tower until about 20 years ago. Then it got renamed the Queen Elizabeth Tower, or Queen Elizabeth II Tower. I'm just done. I'm really close to the end, guys. I'm so pleased. I've had enough now. So, Big Ben is the name of the bell, believe it or not. So next time you look at it, it's probably London's most iconic landmark. It's got to be, hasn't it, Big Ben? But it's actually the bell. It's called Big Ben. Champion the Wonder Horse. Champion the Wonder Horse. Oh, champion the Wonder Horse. And I've lost the plot now. Anyway, so yeah, so it's now called the Queen Elizabeth Tower, and it all got spruced up a few years ago. They closed it all up, and all the clock face and everything is now got a slightly dark blue tint to it. It does look very nice actually. If you come out of Westminster Station and you just look up, I remember taking my little girl Andrea when she was a little baby up there. She was about 5. I said, come, we'll go and see Big Ben then. I said, all right then. We came out of Westminster Station. She said, where is it? And I said, there you go, look up. You're right on top of it. She's like, wow, wow. So Big Ben's just up at Westminster, just around the corner from Westminster Abbey. And then, as I said, yeah, so the bell is Big Ben, not the tower. So that's the last interesting fact of the day. Because, hi love, I'm as good as done. I'm as good as done here. I think I deserve more than a cup of tea. I'm going to be in the... First thing I'm going to do is get a mouthful from Mrs. O. Probably all them texts I've been getting. She's probably been texting me saying, your dinner is in the dog. Never mind. Never mind. I'll sweeten her up. We will have to sweeten her up, guys. We'll have to sweeten up Mrs. O, alright? So, also in the comments about 30 from 30, you're gonna have to give me a bit of a big up here. Mrs. O, leave Gerald alone, he's doing a great job, something like that, I don't know. Right guys, let's just dig this last little bit out and I'm going to call it a day. I've completely had enough now. Still got all that tax work to do when I get home. So much for a day off, eh? Oh, it's great to be self-employed. Last little bit guys, last little bit. Thanks for sticking with me today. Thank you very much for joining me. I also want to just say real quickly while I walk this over the road, that's the last bit. I'm done. I'm done. No, I'm not. One last bit. I want to get... Right, don't look at it anymore, Gerard. Don't look at it anymore. So this is the pile, guys, that I done earlier, which is now on my last video. I've dumped this. This is bag 11 from Dawley Road today, guys. Thank you for watching, subscribing. Thank you for sticking with this one today. It's been a long one. I'm absolutely whacked. I'm absolutely whacked. Just also want to say what's on my mind to all those people who've bought me a coffee, just contributed something to the fund. I'm very, very, very grateful. I need to buy some new equipment soon, so I'm going to use that towards some new equipment. I also want to get a third battery. Go on, Barry! Absolute dickhead. There's a crossing there and he's nearly run the woman over on it. Words, I'm lost for words. Where was I? Yeah, I need to get a third battery for my GoPro, so thank you for all the contributions, all the comments, all your words of wisdom, advice. Those who are saying wear gloves, which I'm not going to do, all right? Smack botty for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will definitely, after I've had a few cups of tea, because I'm whacked, catch you on the next one, guys. Thank you.